Hey, what's up guys? Yeah, as you can see, this studio is a hot mess. And part of that reason is because I never really set it up. I built it last summer as a dedicated workspace, and it's still very much a construction zone, work in progress. I don't even really have legitimate power out here. I'm just running extension cords. But because it's a new year, because we rebranded as Slash.tv, big things are happening. I figured what better way to really start making this space mine than with a desk and with a brand new standing desk. And I do have this Anthrodesk converter that raises the monitor up and makes it so that I can stand at my desk, but I don't really like the way it looks, and also it doesn't really function all that well. Case in point right there. And so because I'm a DIYer on a budget, I went ahead and purchased the cheapest motorized standing desk converter I could find on Amazon. I'll place a link down below in the description if you want to check it out, maybe buy one for yourself. It is generic. It's called the Electric Height Adjustable Stand-Up Desk Frame. And it's in white, but you can also get it in black. And so I will be turning this DIY IKEA countertop stationary desk that you see here and turning it into this inspirational motorized standing desk that is the foundation for my new studio. All right, let's get started. Open up the box and start setting things up. So inside the box, we'll find an instructions guide, all the screws and fasteners needed to attach the parts together and screw them to your desk of choice, and then the metal legs and supports. Obviously, when you're taking everything out of the box, you're gonna wanna make sure that nothing is bent or broken prior to installation, but I gotta say, everything was very well packaged. I hate to see all the styrofoam, but you know, I also hate to see a broken product. One thing to note about the converter that I purchased and that you see here is that it features 2 motors. There's a bunch of single motor kits available on Amazon, but the dual motors will be able to lift more weight, and considering I'm using a heavy IKEA kitchen countertop as my desktop and throwing on some heavy bookshelf speakers and a 5K iMac, I absolutely wanted to make sure my unit had 2 motors. Now, this frame has a weight capacity of 225 pounds, which is more than many other frames that I've seen. It does say that, you know, if you do get an error code or something that's giving you issues, it does recommend reducing the weight to 175 pounds, but 225 pounds, give or take, is pretty impressive. Now, once you get everything unboxed, it's really just a matter of following the instructions and fastening the pieces together. That involves attaching the crossbars to each leg and each motor. Since my desktop is around 6 feet wide, you know, give or take, maybe it's like 6.5 feet, I went ahead and extended the frame to 59 inches, which is the widest that it supports. This will give me about a foot of desk space that overhangs each leg, and it gives me plenty of room for my legs under the desk. The shortest width that this desk frame can fit is 42 inches, so just keep those measurements in mind if you plan on doing this project yourself. I will say though that this is very DIY friendly, so you can probably mod this kit to make it even shorter or make it even longer, just depending on what you need. Now in my case, I am converting a stationary desk into a motorized standing desk, so I had to unscrew all 5 of my stationary legs, so a power drill is definitely recommended unless you prefer carpal tunnel. The 5th leg was used as a support in the middle of the desk to keep the desktop from sagging over time, but since the motorized desk frame fastens beneath the bottom of the desk, I'm really not too worried about it sagging because it's a pretty durable metal frame. As you can see here, the frame fits almost perfectly with the ultra-wide desktop with only some slight overhang on the sides. And when you screw it to the desktop, you plug in the 2 motor cables to the control box. You can flip the desk over and test it out. When everything is said and done, it should look something like this. And what's cool is you get 3 different memory positions that you can control via this panel here. It can go as low as about 27.6 inches and as high as about 47.3 inches, you know, give or take, depending on the thickness of your desktop. But as someone who is almost 6 foot tall, I'm about 5'10", the tallest position is taller than I prefer or taller than I need. So just, you know, keep that in mind. If you're like 7 feet tall, you might have to go with something else, but thankfully most of us are not that tall. But other than that, it's really not too loud at all. It's pretty quick at raising and lowering, as you can see here. This is not sped up or slowed down by any means. It's not the fastest motorized standing desk that I've used. I've had several others over the years, but it works well for my needs and it's pretty darn functional for the price of about 200 bucks. One thing that would have been nice to see though included is some sort of cable management tray in the back, which I've seen included in some other motorized standing desks. It's not a deal breaker, as I've just Velcro tied the cables to the frame and then used some double stick 3M adhesive to fasten my power strip to the underside of the desk to try and keep as many cables out of sight as possible. But as I mentioned on Twitter, I do not possess the skill of cable management. It's just not something that I've ever been able to do. So this is the best I can do. A cable management tray of some kind would also be nice to help people like myself who struggle with this sort of thing. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are working from home right now. You're attending classes online, which usually means a lot of sitting around in front of a computer screen. And so if you're looking to maybe better your health, you might want to consider one of these standing desk attachments that I just happened to pick up on Amazon. I'll place a link in the description if you want to check it out. And if you guys have any questions that I didn't address, I'll try and answer them in the comments down below. With that said, guys, I'm Bo HD from Slash.tv. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys right back here in the next one. See ya.